Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. Now, I released a short on Wednesday. Let's talk about that first. So I released a short on Wednesday. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the stream. This is the wrong building. Is it? Yes. Someone just joined. Who subscribed? I don't know how to say that. Welcome to the stream. Working on that. That's a future thing. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Trying to build that up. Now, from the short that I released on Wednesday, Patrick Stout, welcome. Vertex Bird, welcome. Yeah, look at this. Look at these signs. This is from Max Hay. And I'm like, you jerk. This is so clever. And so I just want to quickly, let's just talk about this for a sec. So this here. Very simple setup. If I go tab into edit mode, it's just a plane that has been UV unwrapped. That has been UV unwrapped, so you can kind of see what it looks like. And this is from his video tutorial. Go check him out, Max Hay. Something very simple. So I just use Midjourney just to generate this. And if we go over into shading, all it is it's the image. That goes into an alpha. Yep, that multiplies it. The wave texture here is what makes those lines. And then we're just multiplying the thing here. This texture to give us that admission. Yes, I'm a texture. And then that's how we kind of get that. I hate this guy. Let's do an Alt-H. Bring everything back. Genius. So anyway, I'm going to steal that a lot more. But I kind of just want to show that. It is pouring outside. Love this winter weather. But I think it's time for another big, epic thing. I kind of want something, some sort of like another ship is I need. So I've got kind of like 2 or 3 sets. I've got my set. I've got Techno Weave set. Actually, I should probably should have brought that up first, Marco. You donkey. Oh, you donkey. I will get there eventually. And so we want to build it. Let's have a look. We've got Patrick Stout, Bernie, Leo, Mark, Spooky Terry, Radwaja. Welcome to the stream. Let's, I just want to bring this over, and then we're going to expand on this. No, that's the wrong one. Library. And I just want to quickly show you the other Kitbashing set that I'm using. Oop, thought that was thunder. Lightning and the thunder. No, it's not Techno Weave. It's Jam. Jar. Seriously? Okay, let's try. Let's just press enter. I'm finding it. Just give me a sec. Just so I can show you what it is that I'm looking for. Come on, where are you? Seriously. There it is. Nope. I want to actually. Oh, far out. Can you just open up? Stop being a turd burglar. If I click on that, will you open up? Sweet. And then you. Nice. And then we click on this, click on that, click on this. We're getting there slowly, Marco. You should have been prepared, but you're not. And now you're slowing everything down. Starting a soccer tournament next week for the youngsters. Oh my goodness, I'm not looking forward to it. It is going to be freezing cold. It's going to be raining. At least it's not snowing. As far as I know. Minimize. There we go. Control V. That's it there. Mo, I agree, but the classification really does make sense and really makes sense. Yes. Where are we? Down here. Hello. Mark, beautiful. We were so poor growing up, we couldn't afford shoes, so we'd cover our feet in bubble wrap and pop to the shops. Approved. I think I might have said these last week. Where are they? Where's the jokes? What's the difference between ignorance and apathy? Don't know and don't care. I used to be indecisive, but now I'm not sure. And when life gives you melons, you might be dyslexic. Tunes, welcome to the stream. But now let's start this. Unstable. What the heck, Twitch? Bizarre. Oh well. Let's start off with this. So as always, the very first thing we always do is we block this sucker out. I'm going to estimate that this here is probably a 1.5 meter, maybe even a 1 meter, because then the cockpit in here is like a 2 meter block. So this is our 2 meter block. Let's do edge loop, V to rip, Control L, delete vertices. Yeah. No, mirror. Generate mirror modifier, and we do clipping. Make sure we turn that puppy on. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Screencast keys. There we go. Bam. Yes, there we go. Ha ha. So we've just turned them on, and now we can go into the blocking phase. Let's go E to extrude, and we'll rotate that around. No, let's do it like we do staircases. I'm going to go like that, delete vertices. We will pull this out as much as possible. E to extrude on the y-axis, so that now when I do a Control B, we have that bevel there. Perfect. So that means if I delete this, and so I'm just trying to get this initial shape first, and then we can go E to extrude Y. Let's have a look at the scaling. So this is a 2 meters. It actually might be better to bring in my person. We'll do that. Stay consistent, Marco. Import character. So what I'm just going to be using is one of the Reillusions creators. Character. Who's having a stroke? I know I am. And so we've got bringing in our character for scale. And he's importing a bunch of animations, which is lovely. I don't need that in my life. There we go. Select hierarchy, and we'll move that into the character collection. So I don't have to worry about him later. I can't select him now. He just sits there. Perfect. Actually, what I will do is go into pose mode. I just want to delete any animations that he has. He has no animations. Perfect. Now I can no longer select him. So in the properties field in the top right hand corner, we can click the arrow, and now it's no longer selectable. And now we can start looking at expanding this U. All right. Something like that. I think that is probably a nice shape. What is this going to look like now? And obviously we'll rip all this apart. And what I might do is just try and line this up so it stays within the current edges that we have. What the heck? And we're just going to free ball it now. Why are you extruding in a really weird way? G. Bizarre. And let me move that up to try and get that curve looking good. So I think that works out well. And so what we're going to try and do now is that kind of like a little taper in there. Let's go G to the X. F. And then we can grab that go straight, technically up, and then we could bring it back and around. It's not bad. We can just start moving some of these things around to have a little bit more gradulated. It's not a word. Here, let's go merge to last. How is everyone doing? What are we working on at the moment? What are the big projects? Script 2.5 is now being done. It's been sent back to my editor, and we're going to probably have one more final conversation on this web series and then into production, because I really need to sit down and do it. Kind of getting itchy feet. GG. And then that gives us that. Might put another edge loop through here just to give... that's not the prettiest there. That is not the prettiest. So I think we might have to massage this around a bit. We can see, yeah, topology is way off. Ah, jeez. Ah, jeez. Rotate YY. ZZ? No. Trying to get that nice straight line. GG. Just trying to clean that up. I think I'm doing this wrong. I'm going to get rid of this stuff. Delete vertex. Delete faces. Oh, get stuffed. And then I'm going to grab these, delete vertices. And what I might do now is I'm just going to go F, F, oh, F, 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 and F. Merge by distance. Ah, duplicated faces there. I made my GVC video capture. Yes, that looked pretty cool. I like that. Very, I don't know, would you call it retro? Bit before my time, but it does look pretty schmick, and you did so well with the texturing on that one. That is so weird. Oh well. Close the window for Twitch. Bye-bye. Okay, bye-bye. Tried to finish a shot for a film with the grandkids 20 years ago. You get there, buddy. Let's go like this. Trying to line that up so we've got that nice smooth. I think what we could do is even put an edge loop here, Alt S, and scale that out. Nah. Maybe this needs to be scaled out. And GG. And then we have that. Now I'm just trying to work out how to close this section in here. Because obviously if I press F, that closes that, but it leaves us with a triangle. I don't really want a triangle. Actually, no. Let's leave the triangle for now. And then we'll come back and clean that up later. But for now, let's just try and get that shape looking as nice as possible. And if we actually have a look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this whole shape. And then all these here, these panels here, they're going to be a solidify modifier. So let's get the shape right, and then we'll build onto that afterwards. Ugh. Okay, go away. Annotations. I'm not used to annotations. Delete. There we go. So we'll work like that. Go away. So from here, let's go bring that in. Ooh, I like that. And then we can just close this section. E to extrude along the x-axis, and then we'll put an edge loop through there. I'm going to bring this back. F and F. And maybe what we'll do is just snap this down. So once again, we're still in the blocking phase. And you, please. No, you should be a face. You're a face. Unknown 3Ds here. I am cooked. I'm so tired. It's custom. But it's good to be back on live stream and to be able to just sit down, spend some time with you guys and smash something out. So I am looking forward to tonight. Not working tomorrow. So there's that. Which is the good thing. So I will see how long I can go. I think I'm fairly weak nowadays. But I'll still give it a crack to see what we can do. Oh my goodness, far out. It's going to be one of those nights, I reckon. Let's go like this and then bring this back. I think I'm doing this wrong. Oops, let's delete that object. Shift D, P, separate by selection. I want to select that other piece. Let's grab these, delete faces, and I'm going to put an edge loop through there. Then we can delete GG. That gives us that. I wouldn't mind bringing this up a little bit higher. GG. Round that off. So now when we come in, it's sunny in Spain. Yeah, no, it's pouring here. Not to leave you, only in to leave a like, miss you a lot, but the sun is good, too good. Yeah, absolutely. Get the heck out of here. Much love to the 3D fam. Why not start with a sphere and go from there? Because that would have made too much sense. Yeah, that could have worked. That probably would have been better. I'm too deep now. Detail has the blocking phase has to be. This depends. Okay. So, really good question. How deep does the blocking phase have to be? I would say enough that you get the general outline of what you're trying to do. Oh, that's wrong. You get the general outline of what you're trying to do, and then you can build from there. I think that block, refine is always better. I mean, at the moment, this thing looks like rubbish. Do I have the shape? Yeah, I would say so. Is it the perfect shape? Not at all. But this is where we can come in and do that refining. Because I could spend a stupid amount of time on this section, but if the center area doesn't match with all the other pieces that I've created, then I'm going to waste a whole bunch of time. So that's why I will try and block it all out as much as possible and then start iterating, because then I can change other sections. Why not start with a perfectly finished product and go from there? Interesting. I like your idea. Probably could. I mean, technically, we could probably put it into a 3D generator and go from there. But where's the fun in that? I'm not sure about this bit. I think that needs to come back. You need to come back. Delete edge loops. I can see what I'm trying to do there. I almost feel like if we put a subdivision surface on it, and then we just dump in an edge loop through there, and an edge loop through here, that'll cover us quite nicely. Let's make sure our subdivision is above the solidifier. And then we've got that nice. Perfect. I like that. Can confirm blocking is good. Well done. Welcome, Rejected. Always a pleasure to have viewers here as well. And I'm stroking. having a stroke. That was weird. Oh, jeez. Oh, man, it's going to be a long night. Let's go V-rip, Control-L, delete, vertices. And then from here, once again, generate, mirror modifier, always put that clipping on. And then we can just start building that undercarriage. Let's go like so. And then how's that going to blend in? Maybe we put an edge loop through there. We grab this. Actually, no, we grab this. Nope, we grab this. And we go GG. That gives us kind of like that section. I do want... Actually, no. Let's push this back ever so slightly. No, go this way, this way. I did watch Helio today, which was very interesting. It's always great at the start of the film. They're like, oh, I was an orphan and my parents were killed. Anyway, let's start the kids movie. It's like, oh, okay. But what I'm finding with Pixar films especially, I don't know, I feel like they are very much more focused on pumping out movies now. And I wouldn't say that the animation is weaker, but it's more their focus is storytelling. And I mean, they're great at storytelling. Cannot deny that. Ugh, I don't know how I feel about that. Might have to come back to that. Yeah, so... Yeah, I hate kids' films. Just saying. Really hate them. They're all so stinking sad. I don't need that in my life. But you can kind of see down the bottom here, we're putting it all... It's still just like that blocking. What shapes are actually working? I'm almost feeling like this needs to be thinner. Or these need to be fatter. Yeah, let's do that. Control I. Oops. Control I. Scale X. Yes, I think that's better. And then that one, let's bring that in. Scale X. I think I shot myself in the foot by making it a plane. And also, all right, I'm starting to see my mistakes. I can see why this isn't working. So, scale Z, GZ. This comes up higher. No, don't. Go solid. This needs to flatten out, come up. Going to grab this. Sorry, I can see chat. Scale that. That'll give us this. And then we go GX. Pull that out wide. A little bit better. Why I only got 100, 150 views, even though unknown. I got 94,000 subscribers and I'm lucky to hit 1,000 views. So... No comment. No comment. I too enjoyed the new Superman. I don't know. Movies. Yeah. I don't know. Love Krypton. I laughed so much when he attacked. I did see some shorts pop up. I only watched K-pop Demon Hunters. My daughter loved it. She was very happy with it. And she's like, can I watch it? And I'm like, I don't know. Guess. Okay, this shape is now starting to get there. Now let's work on this back section. And what I'm thinking is it's just going to go into something like that. Maybe even we rotate this puppy around. Nope. Don't like that. Let's straighten it out. It cuts in a little bit. What is that section there? GZ. Just flatten that out. You come out, please. GZ. You. Oh, gosh, Marco. Nice. I like that. This bit, I think all these pieces here need to come out further, because then we have this like cylinder engine. Let's go rotate X. And then I'm just going to select these two, delete faces. Let's come into the middle of the circle. I think it's there and there. V to rip. Bring it down. I have several videos with only 100 views. Yep. Welcome to YouTube. Ain't that right? And then let's select these. Plus. GZ. And then I'm going to right click set origin to geometry, because that's going to come into there and I can't see it. Oops. So I'm just going to throw on a solidify modifier just so I can see it from this angle. And so the idea, I reckon, is we have it almost at this kind of angle. And then we go scale along the Y. Ah, you jerk. Come out a bit further. That'll work, because then we can start adding in other pieces and such. Yeah. All right, cool. I like that. I'm going to keep with this plane here. E to extrude. And then let's go something like that. Still in that blocking phase. GG. Minus heart for one, you buddy. What? That's a good tube though. Do not watch trailers, just saying, because the movie just came out. Yeah, I was not thrilled to watch anything to do with the Star Wars trailers for the films. And that was an interesting conversation that I had with some people. They're like, yeah, but I just want to show you a meme. And I'm like, no, I don't want to see a meme about it at all. Hello, are you going to be doing the whole thing to render? I'll give it a crack. I mean, how many subscribers are we on? Can't see. 9, 5, 6, 7. Let's see. Let's see if we can get to 600 tonight. There it is. But yes, I will try and go as much as possible tonight and just see what happens. Let's put on the mirror modifier on that one. Whoops, that. Nope, that. Copy mirror to selected. Copy to selected. And we'll put the mirror up on top. Make sure we select the mirror on. There we go. Beautiful. Perfect. And then from here, we can continue to just pull this out. I'm trying to think, what was like the last thing? No. I know what's made me kind of like really sit down and do 3D modeling is it's the people on the Facebook groups. I think there's a group called Spaceship Modelers, but those are the guys who are actually like modeling, like 3D printing and doing all that kind of stuff, or even just building it out of scrap like the original Star Wars stuff, I'm like, oh my goodness, that is so amazing. I'm scared to take on a project this big. So am I. But we just chip away at it and hope for the best. Actually, I like this cylinder. It works really well. You know what, for fun, I'm going to jump into Midjourney. Go to create. As I can see, we were creating a whole bunch of stuff. Here, I'm going to animate this one. Let's go low motion, low motion. There we go. I'm intrigued to see what happens there. Did I? Nope, I'm all good. I'm just making sure I had the right window. Perfect. I would be serious about suggest you check out the Blender Bros material add-ons. Yeah. The like rediscovering DreamUV and the stuff that I've created, I'm like, come on, just use that, you donkey. So that's something that I've really enjoyed coming back to. What is the back gonna look like? I don't know, but I think we might actually put in our doors and all this kind of stuff. Are you 100% hand modeling, or are you going to Kitbash? Probably Kitbash a little bit later in the process. I will try and avoid as much as I can, purely because then I can add it to my Kitbashing set. But if it starts getting pretty late and I kind of want to just smash a whole bunch out, I might just Kitbash. But for now, let's just try and model as much as possible. Is the goal. I'm not promising anything, but that's the goal. Generate, I do... What is the subdivision surface on that? Look, what is that? Shift N? Yeah, there we go. So there's two things. I kind of want, maybe here, we do a Control B. Gives us a bit of a hard edge there. And now let's leave just the one hard edge. And then I think once we start chopping it up and putting that solidify modifier on, might come together a bit more. Shade flat. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. So that edge there is quite a bit prominent. And we might maybe do this here, Control B. And then that gives us that. Yep, I like that. There is a YouTube channel why hundreds of behind-the-scenes modeled movies. Yes, perfect. But it's more I like seeing the Joe Blogs of the world just putting stuff together, and you're like, yeah, that is sick, guys. Okay, this is good. This is good. Engine, we will move inwards, and that can stay. And I think that now hides, not that it hides, but it gives us that propulsion in there, like so. So that's nice. I like this piece. And then we will bring that section out over. See how that goes. We'll have pieces come in and connect. So let's go Shift D. I'm going to go piece separate by selection. Let's just start off with a new piece. Scale on the Y. And then kind of want to bring that in like so. Itchy nose. He knows. Doon, doon. He knows. I think that looks great. I do like having the top smooth and the bottom rigid. And you know why? Because it makes me think of nope. I was going off memory. So kind of like it's the Fifth Element taxi where it's nice and smooth on top, but underneath is where all the greeble stuff is. But it looks like I'm imagining things. I thought it was more cables and pipes and all that kind of stuff underneath. See, like that one there. Whatevs. I know what I'm doing. Okay. Let's go. I'm going to reckon we grab this section, Control B. And we'll do a B here. Just to smooth that out. Control B. Cool. I like that. This piece here, I reckon, needs a little bit. That's not going to be a hanger bay space. I don't think so. I think, if anything, here, maybe we could put in a small gunner in this section. I love that. Yeah, I know. I used to watch it like back in the day. 2002, 2003. I was watching on repeat. This taxi is done by Polygon Runway. This one? Add weight, probably the same as results. Yeah. I made a 5 gig for making hard surface. I ended up making spaceships only. I really want to diverse my work. Is it okay to have separate objects? Oh, heck yeah. Oh my goodness. That. Who's that? Oh, Vasantharajak. Absolutely. Separate objects. They overlap. Back in 98, 99, when I was first learning Blender, I was not sure about that. But yeah, all the way. Just go to town on that kind of stuff. Yeah, look at that. So yes, have them as separate objects. I'm half. So I've got to try and clean that section out. Okay, that's a future market problem. Because that hard edge there, not a fan of. Liking this, liking this. I almost feel that we could pull these up. And go off. But we're too far up now. What if we did something like that? Bring this sucker up. Maybe it's this edge and this edge. This edge and this edge. This edge and this edge. What the? No. Merge by distance. There we go. Oops, there's another one in there. Ah, that's why. Yep, cool. GZ. Yeah, that looks much better. Everything's a little bit cleaner on top, but once we come in and start chopping it up, it's going to be a bit more of a different story. What the hickabotham's going on there? What is this random face? Delete face. Delete vertice? Delete vertice. Delete vertice. Delete vertice. Ah, there we go. Delete vertices. That'll clean that section up. I'm still not thrilled about this front section. Let's move on though. I don't want to dwell in it for too long. This is great, this is great, this is great. How is this ship going to look opening up? What does the back end look like? Actually, let's see. I like this. I like this. Control to scrub. No, how do I scrub? That's cool. Okay, what about, yep. That's super interesting. And then it's got just engines on the back. You can see that we've got Okay, I like that design. So let's think about it like that. So we've got smaller engines in here. These pieces now, GG, extending like so. Let's maybe pull that out. So let's see if I go delete vertices, GG, to go along the normals. GG. You don't want to go along that. No, go along the other normal. E to extrude. G, Y. GG. No, you suck. Let's go. What the? Ah, that's why. Like here. And then we do an F, E to extrude. That kind of gives us this. And then from here, E, Z, scale Z0. I like that little bit of a curve in there. And then we could probably even put in an edge loop through there, scale Z0, and bump that in like so. GG. Sorry, I can see chat. Hang on. I'm getting there. Ah! I don't like that piece. The back end probably has great big get stuffed engines. Correct. Clean out the inside with the self bull. Yeah, I have half thought about that. The big problem is I've got so many objects that then I have to apply that Boolean to a whole bunch of things. Mind you, we did do it for the other one of the main ships in the animation. We did do that kind of like idea. Actually, what I might do? No, I want this. I want that one. That one and that one. E to extrude along the x-axis. Perfect. Delete face. I like that. And then almost kind of like in here, we could add in some cylinders. Rotate like so. Scale on the y-axis. And now we've got kind of like these giant get stuff pipes in here. Maybe we hide these up there and up there. Ooh. Whoop, someone just joined the stream. Welcome to the stream. Let me just give me a sec and find out who that was. And call you out. North Pole Studios. Welcome to the stream, mate. I want to increase the chat. There we go. And then we do this. And then we click on this. And then bring me chat back. Bring me chat back. GG. Once you learn plastic, it'll be all over. I don't know. Do we though? Do I sit down and learn that? I mean, I can't even learn stinking hard hops. Let alone something like plasticity. Whoops. If anything, I kind of want to learn Tinkercad. Because I do want to start moving into robotics. I think robotics would be like lots of fun. But yeah. Once you pay for... How tip learnings for nerds. How much is plasticity? Plasticity. CAD for artists. Buy now. Someone else just joined the stream. Who was that? CG Nexus. Welcome to the stream. $150 for how long? A year? Individual license for one person. Commercial use allowed. Non-locked. Node locked up to 2 machines. Yeah, that's fine. All versions update including 12 months. Blender Bridge. Ugh. Yeah, far out. I hate you so much. I will look into it. If we get up to, I'll tell you what. If we get up to, what are we at? 94,573. If we can get up to, if we get up to 700, I will buy it straight on stream. Maybe not on stream because I don't want it's a credit card detail. $500? No, it's 150. 150 US. Studio, not so much. Yeah. If we get up to 700, I'll buy it straight off the bat. Okay, so I like this. This piece can now go. Control L, delete vertices. This is our base piece. So when we start coming in and doing our subdivisions, so for instance, if I were to go Shift D, just as an example, we'll go Generate, Solidify, Modifier. We'll make this nice and thick. Let's go 0.2. 0.8 on the bottom. Oh, I reckon maybe 0.3 even. I think that's a bit too much. If I click on, nope. If I click on this one, then we can come in, and then for instance, if I do an edge loop here, here to here, we do an F, delete vertice, and then we do this, delete faces. Jesus, disgusting. That's because we've got subdivision stuff. Jeez. Oh, wait. No. It's got to go here. It's got to go below that. These will be deleted. This. Delete faces. Delete vertices. Oh my goodness, delete vertices. And so that is way too thick. 0.15. 0.1. And then we come in and we add in that, and that. And then that gives us, these larger panels. And then when we go ahead and apply, for instance, if I went now, subdivision surface, yes. I knew it. Control A, Control A, Control A. Then what I'd be doing is going delete edge loop. No. Delete edge loop. Okay, suck a lemon. And then we grabbed these pieces here. GG. And then that kind of gives us that kind of paneling. So this is the idea that I'm kind of going for. What the? Doesn't work. So I have to go, I can't do 0.8, I have to do 0. Anyway, so that's kind of like the idea of how I'm going to be doing paneling. Flawless topology. Hang on. What's got flawless plasticity? I've been following this for 40 seconds. Found examples and leveled up impulse. You never get thread like you do in Blender. No retopo, just export. But to be honest, I'm thinking plastic 3D printables. Doing those in Blender is pain. Yeah. Texturing, that's why I bought 3D Coat. Yeah, I'm a substance painter person. Anyway, let me go back into Midjourney. I just want to... so... I like that piece. So I'm looking at the one up here. But this, I like this bit. But the back end here looks way better. Let's go auto extend on that one. Make it a longer clip. I wonder if I export all the images as frames and put it into software. Photogrammetry software. I mean, I do have real Creality credits. Maybe. We'll see. Let's, what I actually might do is I'm going to close this off because this is kind of bugging me. Control F, grid fill. Nope, you suck. So we will do here. F, F, F. And then we've got a triangle. That's fine. So let's go Oporto. Can I borrow a feeling anywhere? GG. GG. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. It's 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 fine. Eins. F. I feel like here should be a face. What? That's a face. That's a face. And then we do GG. Then this is a face, and that's a face. So I've closed that off, and then I'm just going to put an edge loop through there. That's given us that. The problem is I like the front, but it doesn't work. New collection. No, let's leave this for a sec. And we'll call this junk. Just going to put that in the junk collection for now. Shift S, cursor word origin, and we'll come back to the junk collection. I'm going to go cylinder. Let's go 8. And see, because we have been still blocking. Oh, what's this? How do I rotate? 22.5. 22.5. Because we are blocking, I'm still at that point where I can get away with doing this. So the idea is, if we go something like that, face, E to extrude, and we bring that down. Yes, this is much better. All right, bye-bye. Then I can go I, E, extrude, scale, E. Yeah, much better. And then we can do that again. I, E, scale it in. Way better. All right, now we're cooking with gas. Let's do I to do an inset. Delete faces. F, F, F. From here, let's put an edge loop. V to rip. Control L, delete faces. Perfect. Add modifier, generate mirror modifier, clipping. So now what we should be able to do is pull this out. Move that in. It's not as well as I hoped. Scale Z0. Scale Z0. That's all right. Okay. Then we pull that out. Let's grab both of those vertices and we'll pull that out like so. Oh, geez. He's thick. Which is really hard to learn. Hang on, whoa, what are we learning? That's really hard. Yeah. Also, we have freeze thread. Yes. What is the name of AI? What AI? Midjourney is what I'm using for those images. Wait, Marco is following the reference for once. Trying to. Stunning, yeah. And see, now this goes back to that previous discussion around blocking. If I had gone too deep with this, I couldn't have like retreated back. I would have now wasted a whole bunch of time. But now that we've done that, I actually feel like this should be flat. I feel like this maybe should go up. Something like that. I don't. This is weird. Scales at 0. That's weird. I think that's cleaned it up much better. I like this now. Now let's have a look. What is a... Yeah, sweet. And then if we were to just grab these points, for instance, I'm just testing this out. Let's put edge loop that goes here. That cuts that. This will cut through there. If I select this and we go P separate by selection, that can now go scale Y. This here, these pieces here, Alt S, nope, okay, scale Shift Y. Just so it kind of like cuts in. Nice. What have I done here? We will do edge loop through there. This section here plus this. P separate by selection. That's ugly, but that's fine. Future marker problem. Let's put an edge loop through there. I to do an inset. I to do another inset. Merge by distance. Oops. Merge at center. Merge at center. Merge at center. Merge at center. And that's fine there. What is this hunky-dory business here? You and you. Delete. Faces. You. Face. Face. Shift N. Nah. Why is that? I reckon it's because of this. Let's go delete face. F. Delete edge. Control B. So I'm just trying to do a little bit of topology cleanup through there. U. Get to merge over here. Merge at last. Merge at last. And then F. There we go. That's nice and cool. Oh. Okay. Let's clear that out. Delete edges. Nope. U and U. Delete vertices. Sorry, I know that we are typing. Much better. All right. Too much detail for block out in my eyes. You should get more of the large shapes. Yes, I completely agree. I completely agree. But it's more now. I can see what we're looking at. So, and then this goes back to the previous question of how much block out do we do? Yeah, where you think it's enough. I know that on the subdivision, there's kind of like a weighted thing that you can use. Oh, that's so good. All right, let's continue on. Great, great. I like the bottom here. I think that's good. Carry this bit in. I like this section. I like this section. And on the back here is where we're going to have to create our a whole bunch of engines, which will probably look like... I don't know. Oh, nope. Go back into mesh cylinder 40. Why do I use 40? I don't know. It seems like a good number. But also, there is a artist called Andrew Hodgson's. He's worked on a whole bunch of movies, Dune, Star Wars, and all that kind of stuff. I bought one of his kitbashing sets to kind of like reverse engineer what he's done and how does he do it. And I can see from like counting, he uses 40. So speaking of UV, has anyone heard of Rism UV? Nope. Smart UV wrap. So I will probably go with, I'll try and do DreamUV just because it's been working so good for me and it's good to rekindle my love of DreamUV. I know that sounds weird, but it's the way it is. GY. Push that in. I actually do like the shape. Even though, obviously, when we come into Midjourney, we can see that you've got kind of like these pods up here. You know what? Offline, I'm going to try and export this and see if we can just put it into, Creality. Reality capture. And see if we can generate a 3D model like that. I like this cylinder here. That's a cool piece. Yeah, there. So we've got this, and this. Do we extend it or do we like the size? What should we do with all the free time? Should this ship be bigger? I do feel like it should be fatter down the bottom. But in saying that, I cannot see at the moment a place for... Ooh, I like that. I can't see a place for a hangar bay. I can't visualize where that's going to be sitting. Oh, hiccups. Go away. Live streaming. I like the size. Yes. Longer. No. Dang it. I do like the size. It's like... I think this should be a little bit more larger in a way. So for instance, I feel like this section here should be more stockier in a way. But this bottom bit is the nice bit. Friggers don't have hangers. Can it go underwater? Yellow submarine. So I like the cargo ship or public transport thing. By the way, love your videos and Sci-Fi modeling. Thank you very much. That is a good question. What is it? I think it's pretty much everything I make is on good girth. I feel like the girth should be bigger. That's what I'm thinking, especially if it's kind of meant to be a bit of a cargo ship, and that's what I'm going for. In the videos, obviously it's nice and long, but I'm liking this bit. Question is though, how do we get on the ship? I don't want it on the front. I almost want it kind of like at the back here, but the problem is then we've got all our engines such. Oh my goodness, I don't know where it is. Because do we build in the... Oh. I mean, this section here, we could build in as the cargo area. And then it allows for the whole inside. Spooky nose. Naval frigates, type of warship, typically smaller. But it's not... I just know that if I put in frigate into Google, it gives me something nice. Same as Midjourney. Drop down the platform from the bottom for cargo. Because, we could... Because ultimately, what I would like, is like this section here. It's a bit too much. This big get stuff section is the cargo. Oh my goodness, this ship is way too small. Scale. Oh. Scale from 3D cursor. Like that. That's the scale of it. So we've got our chap in here. And where'd that cube go? Hide. There it is. Just so I can pick it out. Beautiful. So ultimately what I would like is for... Stop. Go back. Is this whole section to be like the cargo hold section. We have 69 people watching. Yeah, sweet. 70. I got 76. Nice. Drop down from the bottom, the cargo. Yeah, there are. I know. Yeah. Share the link to the image so we can see it better. Can I? I think it's not you, not you. I think it's this one here. Right. Can I share? Copy image URL. What do you know? Control V. Do we know the dimensions? No. Oh, the dimension. So the rough dimensions are, this is the scale, this chap. So if we were to actually encase the ship, so we went something like this and something like this. We go, what is the size of the ship at the moment? Scale Y, Control A, apply scale. So we can see that this ship at the moment is 16 meters wide, 30 meters long, 8 meters high. 698, maybe give away 80 or 100. Yeah, right. 100 likes. Let's go. What are we going to do? What are we going to give away? Let me bring up Gumroad again. Wait, I should have Gumroad open already somewhere. We go into products. 100 likes. Let's go. Let's get these ones. So 100 likes. And we will go with this one. Where's chat gone? 100 likes. We'll give away probably like 20 copies of them. Put a bomb array at the bottom. What do you mean by bomb array? 151 meters. Oh my goodness, dude. You're getting technical now. No, but this is the thing now. Okay, how do we open it up? And I think I should probably plan this before we go any further. Front piece should be cool. Drop down as cargo load. Like those military cargo planes. Yeah, so kind of like this. So this section here is the bit that opens up. And then that goes in. The big problem then is that we've got this nice tiny corridor, but then we've got a whole bunch of open space up the top. So is it then a case of like this section gets wider, but then we've got those pipes. Oh. So this is, yeah, this sucks. But then again, what does Firefly look like? Firefly ship. I don't even know what it's called. Ah, perfect. Exactly what I wanted. Yes, so, let me just crack that image open. Open in new tab. So if we have a look here, but the problem is that the hangar is quite wide down the bottom, and then it kind of, the compartments all go up. So yeah, that doesn't work. Where at the moment, all our space is up top. Because it's almost like the ship should be the other way around. Like rotate. That looks stupid. Design. What's that? That's my backpack. Marco just turned into an elephant. Flying around the room as he deflates. Yes. I can see a stream coming from you. Any drinks at this time of night? Crazy. Yeah, it's 11:30 at night. But I'm not working tomorrow, so it's okay. I got the wrong shape. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. See, definitely not upside down. Maybe a requirement in all spaceships is to have a hangar dock for smaller nuclear vessels. It's pronounced nuclear. If we got rid of that, what does that do? Nothing. If we grab these pieces and we just like slide them up, and you. Okay, let's just get rid of that cube. You, sir. Cube. Oop, I had you. Delete. If we grabbed Saklava and we flatten it out. Okay. We flattened it out like that. If we GZ, bring that up higher, bring this up higher. I'm half thinking that... Well, actually, that's not bad. Okay, we'll keep that. So now, what that means is we should be able to... Because I can see the ship in Star Citizen, but that's got massive landing gears. And it doesn't work because this doesn't have a flat bottom. We loaded in. Brain.exe loading. All right, we're at 80 likes. Come on, another 20. You know what? Cool. No longer a cargo ship. Let's keep it nice and sleek like this. We will put in a smaller hanging bay. So that's the size. Yeah. Okay. It's no longer a cargo ship because just the shape doesn't work. So let's evolve and we're going to move forward. We will put a bunch of turrets on this. So we have put some guns and crud. And then here... we can put in the walkways up. It might even be a troop carrier. I think Spooky, you're right as always. Screw you. So let's go down that route. Okay, so now, and then that makes these sense because that's kind of like the shielding. Awesome. Okay, great. Let's now fix this up. I'm gonna rotate. Actually, Alt R. That'll give us kind of like this piece. And then all the plating on top becomes kind of like armor plating. Awesome. I'm going to do that. So from here, Shift S, cursor selected. I'm going to go Shift D. I'm going to move that to junk. So I've got it as a backup. This bit here, Let's put an edge loop through there, GG. Bring it down. And then this section here, I'm going to press I to do an inset. Let's go delete face. And then we'll go G to the X from here. We do have subdivision surface. That's fine. How do I tackle that? Because if I go P separate by selection, what's this? What's this? Hide. Okay, there we go. That gives us that. Then if we undo. Oh no, that would have worked. Yep, perfect. In here, I'm going to select this edge, Control Shift B to do a bevel. What does that mean? Hide. No, that doesn't work. All right, that was worth a shot. Oh no. What? Where's hide? What's this? GG. Okay, undo. Let's undo all that. And I think if we just go edge loop all the way to there, edge loop all the way to there, and then if we bring that and that, okay, stupid amount of edge loops right there, but whatevs, we'll deal with it. What if we did now just a small bevel, do it to both, there and there and there, Control B. Nope, don't like that in the slightest. Keep that. We keep that. This here now, edge loop all the way to there, and oh, actually, no. Yes. Bring that all the way up. Bring that all the way up. Control A, Control A. Let's now V to rip, Control L, delete vertices. Then we go ahead, put in that mirror modifier. Okay, now we're going better. U, and U, delete edge loops, gone. So we got that. Perfect. Excellent. All right, I like this now. That gives us now this kind of like really nice area for a window. So what we need to do now is kind of hide the frame. So let's Shift D on that one. I'm just going to hide the first one. Then what we're going to do is select these edges. Alt S, E, Alt S. I hate you. Scale Shift Z. And then we'll do something like that because I want to create a border. Select that, invert my selection, delete faces. Then from here, we're going to go into generate, solidify modifier, even thickness. And we'll make it 0 so it goes both ways. And let's make sure that this is all good. GX, I hate you. Clipping, GX, beautiful, there we go. Go full sci-fi, make the guns big and menacing. Yeah. Missiles! Fire, and don't forget long-range drones. Drones, yeah, actually, that would be kind of cool. Just starting with the blender. Nice. For now, creating various things. Spaceships are also my wish list, but I'm still a bit intimidated. Hence why Midjourney. Sci-fi isn't really a thing. So far I've made, for example, auto airplane. Real life things aren't my jam because I suck at them, but I am slowly getting better at stuff. This now kind of like reminds me of the dude from Star Trek. You know, with the visor. I never watched Star Trek. I like this. Is this okay though? Let's throw a bevel on it. Generate a bevel. 0.01. 0.002. That gives us that. Are we okay with this? I think we are. This, though, I'm not going to apply it just yet because technically, once we come in and start splitting this up into our panels, we're going to lose this boundary detail. But instead, maybe we do that now. I get stuffed. Scale, Shift Z. Scale. Let's just move it out. Just eyeball it. Good enough. I think I might hide some of this stuff. What I'm going to do is it just seems a little bit too blocky. So for now, I'm just going to do a Control B. And give it some extra vertices so it's a little bit more thing. Definitely don't do that. We'll have to fix that later. Oh, I've been curious about the approach to design a spaceship. I can see that the method you use is different from the ones I've usually followed. Typically start with the model's framework structure. Yeah, I start with a block. You know what? Jello, I would love for that to happen, but I know that I am nowhere near that quality, which sucks. Anterior, because it makes it easier for the... Yeah, so... And that's sometimes where I get stuck. I don't know how to say your name. That's where I normally get stuck a lot of the times. But I make it work. Georgie LaForge. That's actually not bad. Up first over TNG. TNG. What's TNG? I just need to label it. Love boat. TNG. What's TNG? A little more smooth. Yeah, we'll roughen it up. Don't you worry. Okay, so I'm gonna keep this, and I think what we might do is once we actually, you know what? Shift D, move to junk, junk/backup, mirror solidifier. And now let's come in and cut this baby up. Delete faces, add modifier, generate mirror. Mirror goes on top. Okay. And now I just kind of want to play with these ideas a little bit before we go any further. And I just want to break up the simple lines of the ship, I guess. And so what I was actually thinking, this section here. Jerk. Oops. G. And then we can... Whoops. GG. And then let's grab that and go GG. Oh, that actually works really nice. Poopy caca. Hang on. I really like this. I need to make this work. How do I make this work? Delete edge loop. I hate you. GG. Yeah, beautiful. Merge by distance. Then what we can do is select this area, go to the extreme, and then go Control B. I'll buy that for $1. He doesn't. Oh, next generation. Oh. You don't use knife tool. Nah. I'll probably use the knife tool a little bit later. But for now, yeah, I don't really use a knife tool as much. Just because the knife tool creates engons, and then obviously I have to clean that up, and it's a pain in the bottom. What would, if I go GG, that does that. I'm actually really liking that. If I do an Alt H, yes, sweet. Shift D, move, junk. I like this shape. I'm going to keep this shape. Let's go Control LP, separate by selection. And then this becomes a problem because now when I start adding in edge loops, it'll change the shape. Oops, someone just joined. Hang on, let me just check who that was. Point and shoot video. Welcome to the stream. Oh, Vlad, sorry, I missed you as well. Welcome to the stream. We have 86 likes. Let's get up to 100 and then we'll give away, I don't know, whatever the heck I said before. Who's Australian? Wants his reference. When somebody handed him a big knife for cutting a cake at the company celebration day. Oh. Nice. Okay, so the idea now, let's go apply the mirror, apply the subdivision. So now we've got a whole bunch of extra geometry. Semi looks like rubbish, but that's fine. Delete faces. Nope, that's his arm. That's fine. Add modifier, mirror modifier. Clipping, please. And then from here, yeah, let's go. I actually think we could probably do it in 2 lots. How's this going to look? Because if we do something like this, I almost want to go like here, Control B, delete faces, big get stuffed panel line, delete faces. Wow, Alt H. Let me get my junk back. Shift D, move to collection. Bye-bye junk. Then I can select this, add modifier, generate, solidify modifier. And then we go into something a little bit thicker. And then this is what I was talking about down here. Let's maybe go 0.2. Yep, that'll work. Select this thing, and then we can go, let's go GG, bring that down. GG, bring that up. And then I can go ahead and delete these faces. That looks pretty cool. Where's that caveat option? Let's turn that on. Cavity. Oh, yeah, look at that. That is pretty schmick. Do 2 deletions here. Oops, what the heck was that? GG. Scale Y0. Control B. Oh my goodness, can you stop being a jerk? Actually, yeah, let's go merge by distance, nothing. Control B. Delete faces. How does that look? Nice! Bam, bam. In Sweden, we use big knives for everything. Heck yeah. I talking about cooking. Cooked a nice coal barbecue last night. It was delish. It was good to have what do you call it? Oh, hang on. I can't do this. Do this, and then now we'll do this. Yeah, it was good to have a little bit of pork neck. There we go. And so this is kind of like the paneling that I would get done across the ship. Actually put another edge loop through there. Delete faces. And then that kind of does that. And then we go through creating all these panels. We're on to 87 likes. Let's see if we can hit that 100 mark. And then we'll do a bit of a giveaway as requested. Let's do here, here, here. Delete faces. And that'll leave us with yo. Delete vertices like that. Oh, that is looking schmick. That is looking schmick. Grab that. GG. Then we can do this. Control B. Delete faces. Oh, look at that. Gorgeous. Delete faces. And then we might do maybe that. Control B. Delete faces. That looks so cool. Creative flow will be faster with the panels. Oh, shut up. It would be faster, but these edges here would be the problem. And then it would be trying to do, like if I were to do a subdivision through there, it would try and subdivide that as well. So yeah, there's a bit of a caveat everywhere on that one. Oh, good. But I do like your thinking. Let's go now, delete faces. Awesome. So I'm just going to spend it. Just give me another 1 or 2 minutes just on this. And then we will carry on to probably the next section, which is I have no idea. GG. Oh, that's so good. What's a schmuck? Schmick. Sick. Ton of green along the spine of the top of the curve. Yes, I completely agree about that one. And we might put it on this section because up here as well, we've got it there. So I think over here would be good. But yeah, I think if we start plopping them through there, I think that'll be good. I struggle with making stuff with creative flow. It just hasn't clicked. I was thinking you were making a pun there, but I can't put any edge loops here, so that's going to have to be its own piece, which is okay because we've got no real straight lines. I mean, see, even that there line doesn't look good, so I'm just going to walk away from that. But maybe we might put one here. Delete face. And then that'll give us that. I think that's quite nice. That's great. That's great. We won't worry about this. We might come back to it later. So maybe we might move on to some other sections. Don't forget to the panels, on panels, break up correctamundo. So that is why I kept a duplicate of this underpiece, because then we can extrude. Yeah, we can extrude up and then we can chop up even more panels. My friend lost his ear in an accident and had to have pig ears transplanted on him. I asked him if he was working okay. If it was working okay, he said it's fine, apart from a bit of crackling. Gosh. I don't know. I think these are the ones from you guys. Yeah, I did send some jokes to work, or did I send it to work jokes? 3rd of the 7th. Oh, actually, I used to be indecisive, but now I'm not sure. You already said that one. Do you know what's odd? Every other number. Why did the ghost go to rehab? He was addicted to booze. How do you measure a snake? In inches, because they don't have feet. And I don't have anything else clever. No, those are all the old ones. Okay, so I like this, I like this, I like this. The idea will be for later on. If I just go into Asset Browser, we go into Mark on 3D, DreamUV. Oh gosh, which one's which? I don't know. Hang on, let me just open up the other one. I gotta fix up this. Those are pretty funny. I know they're terrible, but they're delicious. Let me just quickly grab, I think it's this one here, DreamUV 01. Thank you. Nope. Control V. Okay, let's go away, please. Let me jump over into DreamUV. You, and then you become DreamUV 01. Just going to save this before it starts going crazy. I can already see the computer's having a bit of a hissy fit for some reason, so I'm not too thrilled about that. 128. Let's go into sky. What are we looking at? Render view. Perfect. And then I'm going to select that. Hotspot. Will it work? It didn't. Selected the wrong one. I want that one. Hotspot. That's not bad. That's not bad. I could do a little bit more work. What is going on here? That is because that is clipping. Oh, someone just joined. Hang on, let me check that out in a sec. I'm going to go Control A. And then from here, we will delete all these faces. Who just joined? I'm out. Welcome to the stream. Generate mirror modifier. And then we'll do solidifier as well. Clipping, please. And then that'll increase that. Let's go to 0. Even thickness. And then click that. So yeah, using DreamUV textures, then we could probably come in, change it up a bit more. Oh, my legs. That's a nice color. I don't think we could do it on this. Oh no, it did work. This would be better with a black underneath. So if I were to go duplicate this one and we went black. How did I set up the materials? I don't know. DreamUV black, metallic. There, bring it right down. Nice. And if we went that one, and then if we really wanted to, we could go into like an orangey color. Oh, cheese and whiskers. That looks schmick. Oh, what's this? Why are you off? Why are you brown? Why are you a disgusting color? Let's check the normals. Normals are fine. Nope, you're not fine. Shift N. We can do the same on that section. That's fine. 92 likes, 8 more giveaways. Thank you, Mr. Spooky. Pretty punny. Hey, Kelly, welcome to the stream. Yes, okay. I like that. I like that. And then, yeah, once we start putting in small little greeble sections, I think that'll make nice. Make nice. To make it nice. I don't like this as much because that curve there. Let me just. I just want to see what that. Yeah, that looks like rubbish. So we're gonna have to rectify that. So I think this piece here will need to go. Delete faces, and I'm half thinking. What I might do is I'm going to grab this section. Shift D, P separate by selection. And I want that piece. There it is. Okay. Do we have solidify? I'm going to get rid of solidify. And we're going to E to extrude. Which is good. And then from here, we will... Yeah, that looks a bit better now. Let's put an edge loop through there. GG. And then that kind of stuffs up this piece. I think I'm okay with that. We can do this. Maybe cut out this section, delete faces. Control F grid fill, Control F grid fill. And then that'll give us now somewhere else to break up that line. Environment lining brownish. What the? Oh, it's too far away. Yeah, I don't know. I reckon it's like it's almost got custom geometry data, but there isn't any. I think it's more. If I went U, Smart UV Project, Unwrap. Yeah, what's that? Ooh. Let's clean that up. Something like that. That looks a little bit better. It's a little bit cleaner. But at the end of the day, I don't know why it's ugly. Because there's no transparency. Let's go into actually UV editing, and what does that look like? Like that. Okay, what if... Oh, that's the DreamUV base color. So the base color itself is just kind of like a gray sitting on top of it. But that shouldn't affect it. Shading. See, here it's fine. Normal map. That's the problem. And then if I change this to like 0, nope, I'm lying. 0.25. If I do this, it's a dark color. If I get rid of the normal map, still a problem. If I get rid of the roughness, you suck. Oops. I don't know. Future market problem. Won't worry about that. At least you do a poopy caca color. Yeah, see? Poopy caca. Only 4 likes away. 3 more likes. Come on. I only get ready. I will start. What are we going to do? 15. What did I say? The buildings. Yes. These ones. Sci-fi, textured sci-fi building. Let's go to checkout. Sci-fi textured buildings. Discount. There we go. Textured. Sci-fi textured. That one? Yes, correct. Okay. Limited quality. Let's go 15 copies. 100% off. Click this. Beautiful. Copy. Where's my chat disappeared to? Chat. Where are we at? We're at 97. I'm not doing anything. You guys give me 100. 102. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Done. Enjoy. Let me know what you think about that Kitbashing set as well. So I like this. One thing as well. No, let's build something else. We'll come back to that. Shift S, cursor selected. Then we will create maybe kind of like a bit of a viewing platform. Something like this. And then we do I to do an inset. Bring it up a smidge. I to do an inset. And then that gives us ooh, actually, I like this idea. And then if we went something like this, G to the Z, E to extrude, and I've done this a few times now, and we bring it down. Let's grab the outsides. E to extrude, and then we scale on the X. And then we bring that down. Let's go Control B. And what this can be is kind of like a skylight. Can be a kind of skylight. Control B. And let's use that idea. Something like that. Oh, actually, edge loop, V to rip, Control L delete vertices. Throw on that mirror modifier, clipping. And then let's do this. I to do an inset. I to do another inset. Shift D, P, separate by selection. Let's just hide that for now. And then we will grab these here. E to extrude. Alt H. It comes back this plate. And then what I want to do is grab almost like these here. Control B. Invert, delete edges. Alt S. That's scaled down. Awesome. E to extrude. Actually, no, just a little bit. E to extrude. Control L, Shift N, flip the normals. And then that, actually, now we need a bit of a border. So we'll select this side. Shift D, P, separate by selection. There we go. Let's Alt S. What's that going to do? No. Whoops. G. It's going to move that down. G. Move it out a smidgen. Then from here we can go ahead, add in our solidify modifier. We will do 0. Someone just joined. Who was that? Let's have a look. Rigor Mortis. Welcome to the stream. Oh, that's hilarious. God, Chris Thomas is here. Sorry. Welcome. Are some of the vertices of... actually, that's a good point. Shift... let's go merge by distance. Merge by distance. No, it's all fine. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Probably blah, 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 blah. And that's why you're seeing the brown part. It'd be some of the faces would be overlapping. So that would, yeah, but there is none. So if I were to hide that face, wait. No, because it's not overlapping with the thing underneath because there is a solidify modifier. So it's sitting above that there. When I go into edit mode, because I've got this option here turned on, I can see the mesh itself. And so that's why I normally turn that off. When I'm in edit mode, I can work on it and not be interrupted. Oh, gosh, my legs. I thought it was an actual bridge, or maybe it was an auxiliary bridge. That's what I was thinking as well. But I'm going that this is the bridge here, because you have to remember the ship isn't that big. And so that's kind of the idea. This ship here is a lot girthier. I think maybe then, because it's girthier. Ah, you donkey. Can we... Alt S? Nope, can't do that. Oh, Control C, Control V. Hey you. Control C, Control V. Control V, so that's fine. Yeah, that's actually, this needs, I think we should be able to give this more girth now. Like we were saying earlier. Girth, girth, girth. This will need to be sorted. I think we need to, because at the moment when we go into rendered mode, it's going to look like rubbish, like there. And so that's where if we can line them up with the current vertices, we'll be in a much better position. And DreamUV. Poshbot. Yeah, that'll be much better. Got to clean up this piece here now so it matches there, but that's great. We've only just blocked it, so it's fine. Thank you for the Sci-Fi videos. No worries. Social Bridge. Who said the American students didn't learn the metric system? I mean, all the 9... One, two, three, not it. Gosh. I think that this piece here is definitely wrong. I do like the idea of that piece, but I think I've done it very, very wrong. So if anything, let's delete this piece. I'm just going to move this piece off to the side, and actually we will make it off the windshield. Shift S, cursor world origin. Let's go into cube. What I'm thinking is this piece here. Scale Z. Go suck a lemon. What? Uh-oh. Oh, the normals. Oh, losing the plot. See, I almost feel that it should be something like that. Oh, actually, yeah. This would probably be easier. If we went into here, selected these faces, Shift D, P, separate by selection. And then we went E to extrude, scale on the Z. And then we can move it down. Yes. Much better. Which is okay. And then just like so. But let's make sure we E to extrude that into there. Let's put an edge loop through there, GG. Bring that back. Yes, much better. I like that idea. And then as well, we can come into here, bring that in, and then go GG. And then that'll give us some extra geometry to put in here. This piece, now obviously if it's sitting there, it's just going to burn that up. So maybe it's not what we think it is. Let's do F and F, and this piece here kind of just comes in, sits something like that. We give it another purpose. Maybe that's what it is. Shift S cursor selected. Maybe this becomes now rotate X, scale Y. Just kind of like a bit of a small thing here. That looks all right. And then we've got our big get stuff ones at the back. Oh my goodness, my back. I guess technically I'd call it a starlight. What? Is it a starlight if it looks into... What? This shape is looking a lot better. Let's do a Control B here. And then that gives us that nice line. We'll do the same. Let's just undo that. Grab these two. Control B to do a bevel. And that gives us a nice edge through there. And we'll do the same here. Control B to do a bevel. Beautiful. That is great. I really like that. Like the front view. Yeah. It's coming along nicely now. I mean, it was always coming along nicely. No, it wasn't. I'm winging it. This works well. This semi works okay. I think. All right, now I've got to try and work this out. This will need to move here-ish, I think. Yep, and now that merges in a lot better. I keep hearing rumbling. I think that's just me going crazy. Discord's not happy. What are our subscribers like? Oh yeah, 579. Not too bad. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Let's try and get me to that 100,000 mark by the end of the year. Would be great. Hi, Maestro. Thank you very much. Learned a marvelous world of polygon modeling. No worries. You are more than welcome. Let's go like so. And then I'll put another one through there. And then we can grab this. Oh, jeez. I'm getting old. Control L. What's that? What is that? Where is she? Grab that. And then see if we can line it up with the line. Can you just go away for a sec? GZ. Okay, let's do that line there. GZ, that line there. Beautiful. That worked out so well. I think, though, we need to just move this up a smidgen. Nice. And now we've got that nice edge there. We've got a problem here. Let's go GG. That there. The thing is, let's just grab that. GG. That oops. GG. That needs to come here. GG. I'll bring that one down as well. GG. I'll bring that one down as well. Do the same here. GG. Just along that edge. And I think that should be fine. So now that merges in quite nicely. So it doesn't look as janky. It's a little bit janky here, but I reckon we could probably hide that. This bit's janky. Alt S. Scale. There we go. Hide, hide, hide. That there. Let's just do a hotspot. Nice. And then we can kind of like carry on with this section here. So if I were to go here, 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 here. This here, P separate by selection, that should be another part. So I'm just going to hide that section. Let's do an F in there. What? Alt H. Alt H. Dang it. Missed a piece. That's fine. Control LP separate by selection. H. H. U and U. Control J to join. Merge by distance. Perfect. Alt H. Bring it back. What was I doing? Oh, yeah. Hide. And then F. Okay, cool. So now I can come in, select this, select this, select this, select this, select this. Control B to do a bevel. Just a little one. Awesome. And then we can come in and start doing all our little Shift D. Oh, it was really get rid of the solidify modifier. It's weird that there was one on there already. Grab these here. Control B to do a bevel. Delete faces. What have I done? Delete faces. Perfect. And then we can come in and just start deleting a few more. Actually, I can just do this. U and U. Delete faces. And then we can do the good old trusty, what I would like to say is my signature mode, which I highly doubt it is, but oh well. What the? Hey, go suck a lemon. You should have left. Delete vertices. There we go. GG. And then this color at the back becomes our black hotspot. This one here becomes hotspot. And then if we start having a look, we can see that is looking schmick. 110 likes. Heck yeah. What time is it? Oh my goodness, it's 20 past 12. Let's keep going. That is a bit too big. So we'll bring it. Oh. Can I bring it back? Nope. Which is fine, because I will select this area, delete faces, delete vertices, F, 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 F. There we go. And then let's do little one, GG. And then that'll give us that. And that matches these ones up here. Awesome. Oof. That is looking amazing. Delete faces, edge loop, Control B, Control B. And then we can go GG, GG. I like it. Let's go on this one. We'll add DreamUV. I want to duplicate this one into, let's go metal. Base color, black. Click off. And then we'll go nice gray color. And we'll increase the metallic. Hotspot, will it work? Why'd you go weird? Oh, that's why you did that. Anyway. I like that. I think that's great. Let's go matte glass, even though it's more going to be full reflective. Just for now. Just make it reflective like that. That is looking pretty good up here. Merge by distance. Why is that there? Oh, that's why. P, separate by selection. Select the disk. Disk doesn't need a mirror modifier. There we go. However, I'm going to put here, Control B to do a bevel. Delete faces, and then we can come around. Actually, no. Oh, yeah. I'm going to pick some random edges. Control B, delete faces. That'll give us this. I'm confused. What the heck is this? Oh, Control LP. Ah, darn it. Hang on. Undo. See how far back I can go. Please tell me I can go back further. Yep, beautiful. Control LP, separate by selection. Control J. There we go. Now, merge by distance. Now I can select all those edges. Wait. Shift D. We select one of these. F. And we F all the way around. That was a bit weird. We go black. Hide. Then we come here, select a bunch of these, and then we can go ahead and Control bevel that, delete faces. This will become orange. I mean, we could even do this as metal. Whoops. Hotspot. What does that look like? That's pretty cool. Let's select our bottom piece. H to hide. Ah, Alt H. That's fine. Black. Hotspot. It's going to fail, but that's fine. Can you give me metal? Then we come in, add modifier, generate, solidify modifier. Let's make that 0. And then we've got that. No work tomorrow. Markham is off, yes, because I'm coaching a soccer tournament. Enable denoise. No, I don't like denoise when I'm moving around like this. I feel... So, if we're going to render denoise... Oh, actually, it's not too bad at the moment. Yeah, it's fine at the moment. Fine, I'll listen. Ugh. Let's go. You can become black. Hotspot. Nice. And then obviously we can texture all that, texture all that. But then once we start coming in and putting all those greebles, it'll be nice. Oh. Okay. Let's just do a little bit of texturing on this one. 1, 2, 3. You become orange. DreamUV 01. Okay. Orange. We then need to go U and U. Control J. Control L. This, invert the selection. U, Control A, oops, Control A, Control J. So I'm just joining everything up. This and this, Control L. You become metal. Assigned. You, yo, 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 become this one, which is going to be glass, assign. Then we do a hotspot, and then that gives us that, which I think is not too bad. It's almost like as if it's like an engineering window. Let's just dump on orange hotspot, and then that gives us that. So you can just see kind of like the stark difference between having paneling and not having paneling. I mean, this is not too bad. I think we can get away with this. Oh. However, Trevor, whoa, that is good. The paneling looks way better. And then obviously this here would be orange. Hot spot. But then we can kind of see how that is building along. I do like this piece. I think what we could do now is maybe even just give it a bit of a bevel. So it's more of a pod. Get rid of the solidify modifier for whatever reason it was on there. Let's go Control E, mark sharp. And then we will do this as well. Control B. Okay, just give me a sec. Closing the door. A beveled edge looks so much nicer. Correct. A closed door is a happy door. Mark sharp. No. Oh wait. Control E, mark seam. What else? And then I'm going to make this here, Control E, mark seam. Control E. Yeah, there we go. So now I'm hoping if I do a hotspot and we make this black, right click, auto smooth. Yes. Okay, can you go away now? This here would be metal. Looking schmack, so. That's great. That's great. There. This here becomes metal. Auto smooth. Auto smooth. This here, I'm going to say black. And then this section under here will be orange. This here will also be orange. I think as well, what we could do. Someone just joined. Who was that? I can't read that. When is a door not a door? When it's a jar. I can't think of any other ones. Shooting blanks now. How long have we been going for? Over 2 hours. Awesome. Great. Scheduled for 10:15, 10:30, 2 hours 15. Nice. But it's still a jar when it's jammed. Nice. Let's go Shift D and we're going to go Y. E to extrude to there. E to extrude to there. GZ. Can you... okay. We'll grab that. Grab that. Is there anything else? Nope. And we'll push that up. Select all. GX and push it in. Something like that. I think that is looking great. I think it's got a very, like if we look at it from the front, it has a very nice silhouette. And if we look from the side, I think the side has a very nice silhouette as well. This feels a bit too small. I almost feel that it should be something like that. And with that, we should be looking at G to X. It's actually not bad. I like this. I think this is good. Who are my top fans at the moment? Leo, Reject, Mark. Huh, that's pretty cool. I got a scoreboard of everyone. How cool is that? I got a scoreboard. What are we at? 583. Great. Can we crack 600 by the end of the night? Let's go with that. Let's go. 600. Where's my chat gone? There we go. Ah, there it goes, because I was looking at the wrong window. Maybe back OBS deck could be more of an oval. Yeah. I do agree with you on that one. I reckon, what I think, though, is we could almost go like pipes will come out of here and it will go in. I don't want to put pipes on just yet. It does have a solidify modifier. Ooh. Actually, yeah, let's just quickly smash out some panels on here. We're going to go first here, Control B, delete faces, and then we'll do here, delete faces. Let's do one through the gouts here, Control B, delete faces. Let's do that. And then we'll scale these two along the y-axis. Oh, my goodness, this looks so good. Let's do something a little bit different. I'm going to go like here. GG. And then we'll do something. Oh, yes. That's delish. Let's do a hotspot on that one. And now that texture matches everything else. Great. Let's go here. Control B. Delete faces. And then we've still got the whole like underbody to work on, which is fine. Liam, welcome. Oh. I lost my fandom to painting whilst I listen. I don't know. So, come on. Let's see if we can, if you're new to the stream, hit the subscribe button. Let's go. Let's try and get up to 600. There we go. 584 is what I'm looking at. So let's go. Let's go up a little bit more. I like this. I like this. Especially like this one here. That's coming along well. Once we start adding in all the little greebly bits, I think that's when we're going to be laughing. Laughing. Knife. So let's bring that up and we'll go GZ. So what I'm half thinking, actually, undo that. Undo that. GY. GZ. And so what we're going to do now is go delete vertices. Let's select all this. We will do that. Control B to do a bevel. Invert our selection, delete edges. And then we're going to go E to extrude. Kind of want to go now using the knife tool. K, AC, so it slices through everything. Go away, please. GG. And then I want to grab all these vertices here and bring that down. Yeah! Individual origins. Scale along the x-axis. And then we can give that DreamUV metal hotspot. What? Merge by distance. What? Save. Hotspot. Weird. Let's go metal. And then if we have a look at that in rendered mode, it should look nice. Starting to break up all that. And this is where we can start coming in and adding in all those intricate little pieces. And I think that's when we'll be laughing. Oh, God, Ball, we'll be laughing. How would you make those panels look more random than being uniform? How would you make those panels look more random being uniform? Probably just add more cuts. I mean, there's no reason why we can't put angled in there. This is going back to Spooky's point. So what we could do is Shift D, duplicate this one now. Let's go into make this a little bit thicker. And then from here, I'm going to right click subdivide, and then we'll go through and, oh gosh, this is going to be tricky. Well, this is going to be great. Hang on. I need to get rid of the other one. GZ5, hide. GZ -5, put that back into place. And so now what we're going to do, hello? Oh, there we go. Now what we'll do is we'll come in and select randomize panels. Something along these lines. And then I'm going to go I to do an inset, bring them in. invert my selection, delete faces. And then when we do Alt-H, come back. Now you can see that, yeah, we've created that there. So that's probably like the next stage, what we'd be doing. Let's go 0.25. Whoops, 25. So it's just a little bit bigger. Yeah, look at that. And now that's breaking up that silhouette. Silhouette there. You can enhance texture panel by having panels in. Yes, you could. I mean, technically, yes, you could. However, I mean, what we could do, just saying, if I went 6, and then we scaled this right down. Okay, so we've got that. I'm actually going to call this bolt. Caps lock is on. Bolt. Or bowl. We will call it the bowl. And then we go into that. Face project. Line rotation. Rotate. Face. G. Hold control. Can you... Hang on, what are you doing? Okay. Face. Oh, that's why. Yep. Oh, would that be a scum bucket? It doesn't want to connect because it's got the solidify modifier. Far, I have to apply it. Oh. But yeah, that was kind of like the idea is then we can, if I just go scale, ZZ, just for now, for instance, scale, Shift Z, we could, something like this. Why are you being a jerk? Can you not? Medium point? Where's the, hang on. No, center. Oops. There we go. Silly Marco. And then we add in like the metal. Shift D. Shift D. Shift D. Shift D. Shift D. And then this is just going to give us that little bit of extra oomph. I mean, obviously, we've got plenty to do on here. Oops. G. Shift D. Shift D. And so if we have a look at that now, they're a bit small. Scale. Individual origin, scale, Shift Z. Make them a little bit bigger. Might have to move them afterwards. But then, yeah, we can start adding in all these little bolts and add crevices. Maybe it's best not to do that. And would be, because we're not using an ambient occlusion, we come in. Are these my ones? These are my ones. Oh, sweet. And then it's more Shift D. And we start just going decal machine and a half. Problem though is getting it into Unreal Engine if, you know, I decide I want to have a heart attack. It's not even the right spot. So we can have like that. And then as well, then we can start coming in, adding in some other things as well. G. Rotate ZZ. Rotate like so. To get the orange right, we need to do this. Where is it? Where's the settings? Is it settings? There's somewhere you change the color of the actual object. It's like that-ish. And then if I were to delete that, and we went delete, can you stop being a jerk? Fine. Be small. Why is that not changing color? I've done something wrong when I created these. Does it work on the other ones? I'm just going to use this one. Go suck a lemon. Can I not have color, please? Doth thy giveth thy color? Perchance. Color. Yeah, this is the color. And then, yeah, then we can start adding in a whole bunch of these decals. Chica 69 cheer. Also, if you're going to do that, you should be using add-on for placing all the bolts. Or using nodes. Yeah, true. Mark's... Actually, you know what? That's a really good point. Mark Kingsnorth has an add-on for all that stuff. Let's go to the period key. And I'm just going to get rid of all these. For now, delete. And we'll come back in later. But I'm pretty chuffed with this. This is a very good starting point. All right. It is almost 1 in the morning. I should probably call it. Can I please, if you can, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. What are we at? 584, 585. I need to make more videos. I just don't know what about. Let's leave it at that. I want to call it a night. Tell your friends. Tell your mum. Subscribe. And then hopefully we get up into there. You know what? I'm going to jump on my Discord for a little bit. So if you want to come say hi, come say hi. Invite people. Copy. Control V. I'm going to jump over into the Discord. Come say hi. And I'll be there for about 5-10 minutes. And then Marco needs to go to bed.